Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Liberal Red Pill. Today, we're talking about what exactly is going on in El Paso, Texas. I know that we have made the headlines recently. A lot of things have been going on. We've become the hashtag hotspot of the nation. All for about 2 days, is what they were reporting on because, the media loves to sensationalize things, and our local city government was having an issue with our state government. So, of course, they took the opportunity to exploit and put us on national news. So let me go ahead and explain to you, what's going on here. First and foremost, let me explain to you a little bit about El Paso, Texas. A lot of people don't even consider El Paso, Texas. We are far away from any next major Texas metropolitan area. And I'm talking easily, you know, 5 to 700 miles away from your next biggest Texas city. We are nowhere near close. Like in Austin, Dallas, Houston area, you can drive, a few hours here, a few hours there, and be anywhere in the major metropolitan area if not for traffic. Here, we're hundreds of miles away and tucked away into a far west side desert portion. Our climate is different. Hell, we're the only city in Texas that doesn't operate off of Central Time. We're that far west. We operate under Mountain Time. So there you go. Fun fact. In addition, we're predominantly Hispanic. We're a very huge Hispanic population. I mean, very huge. We're right nestled onto a border. We share a border with both Mexico and New Mexico. So we're surrounded by Mexicans on one side and New Mexicans on the other. So those are just the demographics. We're about a city of 700,000 people. In addition, we have Fort Bliss. So we have a really big, heavy military presence, a lot of military. We're constantly getting a change out and an influx of people. So, we're growing and we're a very big city. Now, and of course, it's speaking to the Latino demographic, as you could say, that's going on in the United States of America. So essentially what we're going to be talking today is, a couple of months ago, we had started to see almost somewhat a resurgence of COVID-19, the coronavirus. And as that began to happen, we have a judge, which is so weird. Our politics are so weird right now because we have a judge issuing a bunch of orders, and a lot of us people are just like, who is this dude think he is? And, a lot of us aren't even listening to this dude, okay? There's a county judge by the name of Ricardo Samaniego, and he is the El Paso County judge who's drafting a lot of these lockdown orders and, doing the whole works. Now, El Paso businesses, okay, let me see. Let me explain El Paso's economic, because we have a decent economic situation. We are a very big city in terms of economic policies. However, we are trying to get there. I would say where we're at is probably where Austin was at, I want to say a good 20, 30 years ago. That's what I feel like we're at. So we're trying to innovate. We're bringing an Amazon, warehouse here. Our city council has flubbed up so many deals with other big businesses. I mean, it's ridiculous. They don't know how to do business. Our city council, they're not very smart people. But, again, we'll talk about the whole demographic as we begin to go on. A lot of these people are pretty old-fashioned, as you can say. So let's go ahead and read through a couple of different articles that we have here. We're going to do a morning breakdown to what was going on, and then we'll figure it out. We'll go from there. So as El Paso reaches today, El Paso surpasses 800 virus deaths. Let's go ahead and read. El Paso surpassed 800 coronavirus deaths Wednesday morning, a grim milestone that comes a little more than 8 months after the first COVID case was confirmed in the county. Health officials reported 22 new coronavirus-related deaths, bringing the total to 804. So that's where we're at since the pandemic in our city. The number of coronavirus hospitalizations decreased by 68 to 1,052. However, there are 325 patients in the ICU, which is a new record for El Paso. So, although hospitalizations have decreased, it does seem like the people who have the more severe cases are taking themselves to the hospital, which is the smart thing to do. However, they like to report it in there's the percentage. It's just so stupid. I mean, I don't think you should be doing it that way. I mean, I understand that it might be the truth, but it's also the truth to say we're going to die one day, and you don't need to be so I think that's where I have a problem with some of the media. They don't need to sensationalize so much of records here and records there. This is a record related. This is, oh my gosh, it's really ridiculous. And I think that it doesn't lead to it doesn't lead to people wanting to believe some of the things that they're saying just because of sensationalism. I'm telling you, small words count. Small little things count like this, Health officials reported 927 new cases that bring the number of known cases to 34,819, an all-time high. El Paso has broken its own record for active cases every day for the past 6 weeks. You see what I'm saying? Since the start of the pandemic, 77,186 people in El Paso have been infected with the coronavirus. 41,110 people have recovered, so that's good. So that makes it, quite a bit of people. And then we have nurses coming out, all these nurses coming out saying, after death after death. I mean, I don't know, it's just crazy. Look, social media, I don't know, that's a whole different thing. I really hate that some of these people have the ability to, I don't know, just kind of put versions of things out there. This is one case. Like, I get it. People die horribly every day. Okay, so I do definitely want to make sure that I say this carefully because, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm very sensitive about death. I know death is a sensitive thing to people, so same thing for me. I don't want to die, and I definitely don't want to die of COVID. However, people die horribly every day. Somewhere today, there's going to be a person who dies alone. Do they have to? No, and I get that portion. But it is a reality of life. The person that Ashley was dealing with, these people that Ashley are dealing with, they've come to possibly the end of their lives. Could it have been avoided? I'm tired of talking about could there have been avoided, could it not have been avoided. A lot of deaths could have been avoided. 10% more careful, for instance. El Paso man loses 2 family members to COVID-19 within weeks. I mean, he's asking other people not to gather. Why? Why don't you just keep you and your family at home? Why don't you not go out? If you're so afraid, if this affected you so deeply, you stay home. People, nobody is going to tell you, lock down yourselves. I don't understand why you need an order from the El Paso County or whatever authority that's in your city to lock it down. Those people that are sitting, look at that person, he's not locking it down. What does it matter if you're locking it down? What does it matter if you're at home? What does it matter if it's not going to get you? I mean, that's what you're afraid of, right? It's not going to get you, or it's not going to get your family members. The thing is that this dude is over here. Like, let's read the story. In less than a month, Ralph Hernandez has lost 2 family members to COVID-19. His aunt passed away a few weeks ago, followed by his wife's grandfather. Last week, I guess is what they meant to say. This is small. This is what you get. His father, Rafael Hernandez, 74, had been in intensive care fighting for his life at Del Sol Medical Center since late October. I literally go to bed with my phone next to me just in case I get a phone call in the middle of the night, and it's been really bad, said Hernandez. He believes that his father became infected with coronavirus while he was out buying groceries. Okay? This guy's 74. Okay, now think of the situation. And I get this, okay? This guy is asking people not to go out because his father got sick going out to buy groceries when they haven't even done everything within their own power as a family to make sure that their own family members aren't going out. This is the type of thing that I hate. And this is what I would tell him. Look at how many kids you have in your, the businesses have boomed for people to be able to, my mom doesn't go to the store. She'll go get on her little application, order from Walmart, and they deliver it to her front door. So for these people, and I get it, old timers, him too, he probably didn't want that service. That's the thing that you have to understand. You're not giving it from the perspective. Who knows if this guy wanted that type of help? Who knows if this gentleman, and I'm not, I'm not assuming, but I'm just saying, who knows if this gentleman said, if he's like me, if I catch it, I catch it. I'm not going to be afraid. But he did catch it, and we don't know what his situation. So unfortunately, his son is his mouthpiece, and therefore his message must be co-opted by his father. Or him, I guess he co-opted his father. But either way, okay? Why didn't they send any of these kids to the store? Why didn't they send any of these kids? Oh, contactless. Any one of these kids, any one of these family members could have gone to the store, picked up the stuff that they needed, taken it to their grandfather's house, and left it outside. So I'm sick and tired of people and family who have been affected by this virus who within themselves haven't even done everything possible to make sure that they haven't gotten infected. Nurses, I get you're under a lot of pressure. You signed up for this. Okay? You are the ones that signed up in the event that anybody was seeking life care treatment, you would be there. Now, I understand you've been put in a difficult situation. However, your job is your job, and we expect you to keep doing your job. If you want to speak out, that's fine. But look at this lady. What good does it? A woman who's emotionally unstable, a person, forget woman, for a person who's emotionally unstable, who can't handle this job, quit. We have one less ER nurse because what? Her own personal feelings of, she couldn't handle it? Okay, fine, quit. And you shouldn't handle it. I don't want anybody who can't handling it taking care of me. I don't want anybody who can't emotionally handle it taking care of me. Same thing, like I don't want anybody who's emotionally invested in either outcome, like these nurses who are pushing for masks and others who aren't, and other people, that's not your job. You can do whatever you want personally, but for instance, I would not want to get life-saving help from somebody who has such an antagonistic attitude towards people who have their liberties. It's really such a backwards thing that we expect some of these emotionally unstable individuals to care for us during a high stress level time. This is one of the reasons why I've been leading towards homesteading. I am heavily moving my family towards non-reliance on local systems, and as best as possible. You're always going to need a doctor. You're always going to need nurses. We need to help nurses as much as possible. On the opposite end, you know what I mean? There's things that we can do better. If you need to throw money at the problem, like the way America likes to do, then throw money at the problem. If that's what gives the situation. At the same token, I don't know why they haven't built emergency beds, emergency hospitals. Maybe it's a budgetary thing. I don't know. But they just took $250,000 here in El Paso. They just took $250,000 from the CARES Act, okay, which is supposed to be to help local businesses to create a enforcement, a lockdown enforcement unit. People don't even see the sadisticness of people like this guy right here, this county judge. And for you local Americans that are, I don't know what moral authority you have telling other people to put a mask on, stay home, whatever the case is. If that's the case, I highly recommend, if you see people with masks on, especially here in Texas, don't tell them anything. because people are starting to get really, really on edge. I definitely am starting to get really on edge if I get into an encounter with somebody who thinks they have the moral authority to tell me and my family what I can and can't do. Y'all better check yourselves real quick, because ain't nobody coming to you and telling you what you can and can't do. So for you people that think that you can go out there and start telling people to put on a mask and start telling people and shaming people, y'all got another thing coming. And I'm telling you right now, it's only a matter of time till you run into a person like me, and it's going to be a bad day for you. So stop doing that. Stop doing your whole moral authority thing. Stop, telling people what they can and can't do. And I think everything will be fine, because let me tell you what, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. If you want to go out without a mask, that's fine. If you want to go out and socialize, that's fine. If you want to go out and have Thanksgiving dinner, ain't no skin off my back. If anybody in your house gets sick, I'm so sorry, but it was a choice you made. Same thing with me. If I go out there and I die, put on my grave that I refuse to wear a mask for all I care. Hell, some of you feel free to look up my grave and take a nice big old dump on it, or take a nice big old piss on it, because guess what? I'm dead. I'm gone. I don't care. I don't care. So for you people that think that this is some sort of chance to become famous and to become a TikTok star, or to become viral with your sensational videos, because every single one of these videos that has happened where people are confronting are all on video. So you all have the balls to do it on video, and I'm gonna see if you're gonna have the balls to do it when you're not on video. Why don't you have the moral authority to tell people what they can and can't do? I would love to see you tell people if they're out fishing or whatever the case is. I don't know what it is or what the problem is with some of you. Like me, I don't agree with certain things, but I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. I don't agree with certain ways that people live their lives, but I am not going to tell them. Even if I witness it, I am not going to tell them anything. Nothing. You know what I mean? So, people, stop telling people what to do. Stop giving these people powers. Stop trying to enforce your will on other people. Do it yourself. If you don't want to be out there, if you want to lock down, same thing with every other policy that you believe in. This goes for every policy you believe in. If you believe in more taxes and you make more money, give more taxes. If you believe in, people should have a working wage and you're making $150,000 a year, I don't know why you're not giving away $50,000 of it right off the bat. You'll still make $100,000 and you'll give another person free $50,000 without having to work. So anybody who is out there that's doing these types of things, and I know some of you, this is so ridiculous. No, it's not ridiculous. If you really believe these things and you make $150,000 a year, take a hit. Take a hit on the way you live your life. Take a hit on the way you do things. Give that extra $50,000 lifestyle up. Live $100,000 lifestyle. Don't live $150,000 lifestyle. Then give that $50,000 away to a person who can then turn around and live a $50,000 lifestyle. I'm not going to do it, but for those who believe that that's what, do it. Practice what you preach. Then maybe people will listen to you. Then you will be able to have the moral authority. People who make extra money, all your overhead, instead of expanding your businesses, instead of doing all of that, instead of reinvesting, don't do that. Don't reinvest. If you have good money going, give it all away. Make other people's lives better. I mean, that's what you want, right? So don't be so ridiculous with some of the things that you ask, because when you really apply it in real life, y'all aren't willing to do it. So I know that I got kind of off track here. It's just I'm really getting upset with these people who think that they have some sort of moral authority to be able to tell me, you, or any American what to do. Same thing for anybody else who's living their lives and whatever the case is. I'm so tired of that. Y'all need to stop. And so do we. Fine. But in the meantime, there's only one side that's going to the other saying you need to be doing this and you need to be doing that. And it's these people. It's the mask wearers. It's these COVID people, weird people. I'm 35 years old. I'm not going to die from this. And if I do die from it, then I was the weak link. So I don't know what to tell you people. Get over it. It's time to be on. It's time to move on. This economic thing and your moral authority is done, especially with me. Well, sorry that I sounded so angry there at the end. It's just, that's more for these liberals and some of these people who think that they can, you know, it's very upsetting. But I really appreciate you taking a look here. There's people who are dying every day here. There's people who are dying every day in every other city. We were told at the beginning that there was going to be another influx as we opened up and as the holidays hit. I don't know what people are freaking out. I expected this. All of a sudden, these people aren't expecting this. People, protect yourselves. I mean, if you want to wear your mask, wear your mask. If you don't want to wear your mask, that's fine. If you don't see somebody wearing a mask, shut up. Please. Already. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well and your family's doing well. That's it for this episode. I'm going to be going through some other episodes as well. I've been really busy working for a living. So I'm doing this extra just to kind of get my voice out there still, to distress and just, vent about with what's going on with these local tyrants and these Democratic tyrants. Of course, this is a Democrat, by the way. So, keep in mind, don't be fooled, people. Joe Biden is more than likely at this point looking to be the new president. So to those Trump supporters that are out there with me, take it on the chin with some dignity, people. We're not them. We're not crybabies. We're different. We'll protest, but we're not going to be like them. Now, the difference is that we do need to come up with different strategies, because liberals always seem to win by going where we refuse to go. Like where, they'll win by changing the Supreme Court, and we won't even envision that because we're constitutionalists. So they're taking advantage, and they know the advantage they have, the social media, the we won't move in certain areas. We won't move to restrict people's liberties. They will, and then turn around and say, look at the people who aren't. Like, they're really moving to strip away people's rights, and I am not for that. I will be speaking up daily against these people. I will be speaking up daily against these tyrants, and for anybody who is part of these, that believe these tyrannical groups, this goes for you too. You need to start getting yourself more educated, and you need to be more self-reliant. That's it for now, guys. Thank you very much. I hope you had a wonderful day and a wonderful morning. Please take care of yourselves and your family while you're out there. Be safe wherever you are, wherever you go. And thank you very much.